Hope you're doing good. Micah back on another video. Back here to talk about iOS 18 Beta 3 that has just dropped today, Monday, July 8th for the iPhones. And the other updates that also dropped includes macOS 15 Beta 3, visionOS 2 Beta 3, watchOS 11 Beta 3, tvOS Beta 3, and iPad OS 18 Beta 3. So it's good to see that they're consistent with dropping all the updates for our devices so that we can check them out, have fun, see what's new with these updates. And the first thing we're going to get into in terms of this video is the fact that Siri 2.0 will not be here until potentially a quarter into 2025, meaning like April, May timeframe. I'm hoping March. I'm hoping all that's blown out of proportion and we get it this year, but it's looking like Siri 2.0, the new look for Siri, because as you see, it's not here, will not be here until 2025 between March and May. So unfortunately, we will not get to experiment with Siri 2.0 as of now, but at least we know that we're not getting it anytime soon, so we can kind of put that to rest for now. Now let's see what we actually did get in iOS 18 Beta 3, and that is more dark mode icons, more consistency with them working, and more stable. And whether it's machine learning that's actually activating these icons, or we're waiting on apps developers to actually add a dark mode icon for their app for Apple devices, upon coming in here to edit and then customize, if I hit dark, bye-bye. As you guys can see, the Apple Maps icon has been tweaked again. It was a little darker before. Now it's a little brighter with the streets just being dark. I actually don't mind this logo. I don't mind if it was a little darker still, just to kind of fit in with the other general theme. But I don't mind it. As you saw, the actual Final Cut camera also changed. So you see it gets a little brighter and then it actually darkens, especially in the reds, purples, and blues. It darkens on the Final Cut camera. But as we also see, the Threads app also changed color. So it's pitch black, which is what it should have stayed. But then upon switching it to dark mode, it now kind of has a kind of grayish gradient on it, as if a little bit of light shining on it. So it kind of lightens it a little bit. Twitter/X still hasn't got a new icon. Instagram, JW Library app still hasn't had a new icon. But YouTube and YouTube Studio now have inverted icons. So now that the white portion goes black and now fits in very well with the aesthetic, it's a lot easier to customize the apps and create a nice little home page here with that in mind. Now, let's see if can I actually move it down? No, still can't move it down. I still can't really quite adjust anything as of right now, which is interesting. So we'll see what happens. Wife is calling. I called it by accident earlier today. So as you guys can see with the icons, they have changed and now they look a lot more fresh and fleshed out, including the feedback icon in dark mode for our home screens. What else have I noticed with this? Well, in Safari, what I've noticed is if you actually go and read an article and then I hit reader mode. If I hit reader mode, now it automatically jumps in reader mode by pressing and holding the actual button right there. So upon doing that, splat out, come back out of it, splat out, just like that. So it's nice to see that reader mode is working in there. Highlight still isn't quite here yet in terms of Apple Intelligence for Siri and our devices, but it is good to see that reader mode is that much more accessible and easy to use while scrolling and surfing the internet. The Photos app has also been updated. Becoming a Photos app, now as you guys can see up at the top, we have a select button without having to scroll down. And now the search icon or search button is a blue button and it is smaller next to our profile. And so before you had to swipe down to actually access the select, now you don't have to, and I'm glad that's a very good change, because with this layout we shouldn't have to maneuver that much to be able to reach the select button, especially if our selections is right here in the middle aspect or in the bottom portion of our photos library. So good to see that change there when it comes to photos. The other thing is Apple has now tweaked our Memojis and or stickers, and I think this is in preparation for Apple Intelligence Genmoji Image Playground. And so if we come into settings, I see the wife. You called me? Yeah, I did. Now, if I go ahead and actually want to begin typing, if I press the emoji icon down here to access emojis, if my hand hits it correctly, as you guys see, they have now implemented my most used stickers or Memoji stickers as part of my emojis, meaning we can use these as emojis. So if I say that, it shows up big at first, but then, and it even gives you a description as what it says. Now, let's say I go ahead and press that and I want to start typing. I say let's see, I did. Now, it's supposed to convert, but in this case, it doesn't. But let's say I use a different one. I use something a little small. Let's see if I use this one and then I start typing. Nope. Now, it might be buggy because I just got it to work. So some emojis are Memoji stickers, and I think it might only work if you actually scroll over. So the button to access your emojis and stickers is this far left one. So now if I select one like fist palm, now it pops up in line. So if it's smaller from that perspective, it will pop up in line, and I can say, try out iOS 18 beta just to mess with her. As you guys can see, it turns into an emoji-sized Memoji sticker. And if I hit send, that's what it looks like in line. Now, it is a little bit smaller, so you do lose a little bit of the detail on it, but it does still kind of fit in terms of being an emoji. So now we have more versatility and more expressions to be able to react with messages with our emojis from that perspective. Now, if it's a live photo, so I think if I come back in here and I select this and I come over here, so you see there's live photos, right? If I do select a live photo, it will still pop up as a large attachment, and that will not be converted into an emoji-sized inline text message. It will still pop up as basically an image, but you should be able to still drag and drop like this on your message. So, and as you see, it's a little glitchy right now because I clearly had it selected on this lower message here. So you can still access your live photos or live stickers from that perspective and add them. Just in terms of inline text messages, only certain images will be able to be used in line. So, and I think if you come over here, it will actually allow you to, yeah. So if you want it to be in line, you're going to have to, as of now, iOS 18 beta 3, select the actual emoji icon down there at the bottom, then select your message. Then it will shrink it down to emoji size. But if you select it from your most used, it will not convert over to an emoji sized icon. It will show as a sticker or large attachment. So that's nice to see with messages, have more versatility using our messages to express and emote and react with one another via inline text messages. That's so good. Now let's go into settings here and let's go down here to messages because they kind of tweaked RCS a little bit. And so if we come in here, let's look for M. We select M. Come on. Stop acting like you. All right. Messages. If we scroll down, we're going to see RCS message is now a window. And so once you pop in, now it gives you a little bit more description on RCS. Sending and receiving messages with RCS uses wireless data. Cellular network identifiers may be shared with your carrier and its partners. So it's almost kind of as if they're trying to scare you from using RCS. RCS is the next best form of secure messaging when it comes to back and forth messages with one another outside of iMessage. And so don't worry, RCS is a good thing for our devices. Something I've been hoping that Apple would add to their wallpaper customizations is the fact that now they have wallpapers that will rotate throughout the day for wallpapers. So let's come here, press and hold. Let's go ahead and select a new one here. We select this. They have a new dynamic selection here, and I have to try and find it here. We got color, we got stripes, we got da. Let's come down here. We got photo shuffle, emoji, unity, pride, iOS 18. So these will now rotate throughout the day. So infused with light, this wallpaper can change dynamically with the time, or you can select a color. So I like the fact that I'm gonna start here, and then I believe all you have to do, there you go. See how it changes? Beautiful. I like that. I like that a lot right there. Now, what's interesting is with this one, it doesn't look like it uses the depth effect. Now, if you didn't want it to be dynamic, you can do light or dark and turn off automatic. You can do that if you wanted to. You also have depth effect. Oh, depth effect is on. It just doesn't work for this specific. Interesting. So let's say I wanted to add me a widget here. So I'm going to do my usual. I'm going to go this and that. So let's see what happens as it rotates back through and changes the color. Will it actually? Okay, see, so to me, it looks exactly the same. So this is nice because now if you hit add, I can set this as a wallpaper pair. And now upon selecting this, now this should change throughout the day. So when I click out and come back in, it will either A, change, or B, it will change in an hour or two. So let's go ahead and do that. And as you see, it faints out, right? If I go ahead and log myself back in. All right, so as of right now, the purple is where we're at during the day. It should be a little bit different later on in the day, but I like the fact that they added this for the wallpapers for iOS 18. Apple finally has their own dynamic wallpaper set, and I like that a lot. And our new favorite tool to use, the flashlight, has a much bigger and more dynamic use case scenario. That's the wrong word to use. Interface, dynamic island interface. So as you guys can see, it looks so much better. It's way more stable, way more reactive, way more smooth. And then of course you got so if you want super bright, you want to change it now, no matter where you at, it's way more reactive and much better from that perspective. That's a very big dynamic island interface. So I like the fact that it's right there. And of course, you can turn it off just like that and click out and you're good to go. So shout out to the flashlight being improved, as well as dark mode icons continue to be readjusted and tweaked and perfected now that we're in the third stage of betas. What are some of the things that were fixed or bugs so far? Well, that was one of them, was the home screen customization. And swiping down from the control center is way more responsive than at first. Sometimes it seemed like there was a delay when you would swipe down because it was trying to see if you was going to keep swiping or not. But no, it reacts on time to what you're selecting, what you're trying to do with the controls. So as I said, home screen customization overall and these new features have been severely, drastically improved with beta 3. One thing that I didn't show you guys, if we come in here to about, I should have did this in the beginning of the video because it's going to be very telling. We go to general, we go to about, and we come in here to check out the iOS version. We are still on F, so we didn't move off of F, which is interesting. And I wonder if that's because of the recent information about Siri, that we might be a little bit further off in terms of the stable iOS 18. This doesn't hold back iOS 18 stable version from dropping with the new iPhones, but we didn't leapfrog another letter or so because of some revelations from that perspective. So I definitely expect next week or the week after's update, whether it's developer beta 4 or public beta 1, for this letter to change from F to a, E, potentially an E. And maybe from there, we're going to stay on a letter, for a month before we move on, because we're getting very close to the iPhones anyway. Or I don't want to say we're getting close. We're still a little bit ways off. We're like 2 months off. So, we've been moving pretty fast. We made it to the A and or rock solid build, and we could, which would be interesting considering features that we will not be receiving yet with iOS 18, which is crazy. But we definitely know Apple Intelligence or a good basis or foundation of Apple Intelligence should be coming through the betas here soon. I would expect Mail to finally see the categories pop up. I would expect to see some of these Apple Intelligence features to really start showing up because it's popping up in the code as well with the next beta updates, whether it's public beta 1, developer beta 4, or maybe public beta 2, developer beta 5. Battery life has been so-so, and of course, whenever you update a phone, immediately you're going to feel the hit in battery life. So I definitely expect my battery life to be better tomorrow, but we will definitely keep an eye on that. It is still kind of warm. I just updated it within an hour ago, and so just it's settling in, doing its thing. So we're going to see how this all pans out over the course of a week when I come back with my follow-up videos and any other potential features that I found, because as of right now, the feedback app has not been updated to also display for us beta 3 release notes. So once those come and I study those up, I'll be able to come back to you guys with more information from that perspective. But let me know down in the comment section below, you guys excited for iOS 18? How do you feel about Siri 2.0 being pushed off to next year? The comment section is open for discussion. Again, as always, you guys haven't already, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, notification bell. It's all free. That's my videos. So you and I can sit back, check, see what's cracking. And don't forget to hit that super things button down there by the like and dislike button, Cash App and PayPal, and check the channel out for all the videos available to you. That's where you keep tech fresh and alive on this channel. It's your man Micah signing out. Until the next video, wait for it.